Hello guys, welcome back to Shardlight. We met with an old woman in the train. She told us to go here, so now we're looking for the Reaper near the subway station. So let's have a look around. Let's start with this corpse.
I wonder if this person died trying to escape the quarantine zone. Nothing useful that I can see.
So there's a sign up here.
I think Wally's used to be a pretty famous department store. I vaguely remember Mom and Dad talking about it. The letter L looks like it's pretty close to falling off.
Yeah, it keeps swinging back and forth.
I can't reach it from down here.
I guess we could shoot it. Even though it might be a waste of an arrow.
That did it.
So we acquired an L. Let's look at that.
This thing survived being shot and falling. I'd say it's pretty sturdy. Kind of big to be lugging around too much, though. I'm sure this was a nice-looking place at one point. I can't see any way in from here. I can just see the wall that's separating the rest of the city from the quarantine zone. No thanks.
It doesn't look like there's anything else here, so let's just head into the subway. There's a mannequin hanging here, oddly enough.
It's just hanging there. That's kind of grotesque. I'd really rather not touch it.
So there's a lot of mannequins from the Wally store. So maybe they fell through a hole in the ground. There's a stop sign.
How on earth did this get down here?
And a river.
It's too far to jump, and it doesn't look fit for swimming. There's a ton of debris in there and who knows what else. I'll need to find another way across.
Or maybe we can use this L shape here.
There, that should work. It's stuck. Looks like a place you'd put a coin or something. Well, it accepted my token.
So let's head into the subway station. Seems that the train is not running.
Great. Another collapse.
Here's another mannequin.
Creepy. Those are some nice gloves it's got on, though.
Can we grab the gloves?
It's just out of reach.
Or can we shoot it?
I'm out of ammo.
So there's a bunch of rubble. Ah, here's a new room. This one has a baseball bat. Might come in handy. A dead guy.
Looks like this person was crushed by the ceiling. What an awful end.
And a piece of rope.
It's tangled up too tightly to undo by hand.
Oh, we can use the shrapnel probably. Cut that off.
A nice piece of rope and a freed mannequin. 2 birds with 1 stone.
A rack of clothes here.
Still on the rack, though not in very good shape.
Can we hit up here? There's an elevator room, but we should probably go down and pick up those gloves off the mannequin that we cut down before we do anything else.
Creepy. Those are some nice gloves it's got on, though.
So let's just look at everything we scavenged here.
You can't have too many weapons.
It's a baseball bat, the rope.
Slightly frayed in some places, but overall it should hold up.
And these gloves.
They're not in bad shape. Won't be much use if I need to protect my hands, though.
Let's see if we can head through the stairway here.
There's a trapdoor at the top of these stairs, but it seems to be locked from the other side.
Okay, so we do need to go up. There's nothing else down here. So let's take a look around here. Display case.
An old shop vac. I haven't seen one in ages.
There's an anchor on display here. Maybe we can grab that.
I can't reach inside the display case.
You do have a bat.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Break open that case. Grab the anchor. You never know. We might go sailing.
I feel kinda bad about vandalizing this place, but it's not like anyone will notice.
Let's look at the refrigerator.
This fridge still looks like it's doing okay. Not surprisingly, it's empty. I'm going to need something to open up the side if I want to scavenge for parts.
What about the bat?
I don't think I'll be needing the vacuum cleaner. You can't have too many weapons.
Shrapnel?
I don't see how...
I'm clicking the display. I was trying to click the refrigerator with the bat to open it up.
I don't think smashing up the refrigerator will do much.
Alright, let's try the shrapnel.
This isn't in as good a condition as I thought. Only useful part in here is this fuse. I might as well hang on to it.
So we got a fuse. Let's take a look at that. Here it is.
It's still in relatively good condition.
There's also something on the floor here, but we can't interact with it. Let's look at the elevator.
It's shut tight. I won't be able to pry it open with my bare hands.
Maybe the anchor?
I don't think that'll help get the elevator doors open.
Let's look at the panel.
Dead. Although, I might be able to take a look inside and get it working again.
See if our trusty shrapnel will get that open.
There. That wasn't so tough. Poking around in there with my fingers probably isn't the best idea. These don't look too complex. It just looks like the main fuse is blown.
Now we already have a fuse. Just put that in.
I sure hope this works.
There we go.
Here goes nothing.
So heading up to the last floor, I guess. At the top of the roof. There's some debris and a nice view. And an opening up there. And a girder.
I'm guessing this used to support the structure before it collapsed. Looks like that's my next destination.
Okay, so we need to get up to that opening.
If only it were that easy.
Somehow. We have a rope. Maybe we can throw that over the girder.
Not a bad idea, but I can't loop the rope around the girder from down here.
So we'll connect it to the anchor.
Not a bad idea.
And throw that over the girder. There we go. All ninja. So let's climb up the rope and might be able to balance over to the opening.
Ooh, that was more of a climb than I anticipated. What is this place?
It might be the home of the Reaper. Or another old lady, who knows? Just take a look around, there's a dummy.
Reminds me of the one in the rebel hideout.
For practicing the moves, and a bird cage.
I wonder if there was once a raven in there. A sketch of the Reaper, lots of little design notes written around the sides. I wouldn't want to ruin the drawing.
So an artist lives here, and the Reaper is an artist and a doctor, they say.
I haven't got time for reading now. Those look to be mostly medical textbooks.
So it looks like the Reaper study that we have found here. There's a workbench. Is that a mechanical raven?
Aha! Just what I thought. They're mechanical. Anatomy, infectious diseases, biology, quite a collection. These look like security monitors. What are they doing here?
Let's see if we can open the cabinet here.
Full of lots of unmarked bottles. I wonder what they're for. Weird. I wonder what these are for.
I don't think there's anything else we can interact with here, so let's just exit. So that's the Reaper, and he's got a set of really nifty rings. He just put on the dummy.
Ah, Amy Willard, you found me. I was hoping you would.
How did you...
I realize you probably have many questions. I can give you all the answers you need, but first, allow me to make myself more presentable.
So you are human.
Yes, I'm sorry to disappoint you if you were expecting more.
I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. You told me you were a doctor.
Yes, Dr. Edwin Aquino, at your service. I was once the leader of the Green Lung vaccine development team, but after learning about their vaccine distribution, or lack thereof, that quickly changed.
Hang on, you knew about the vaccine hoarding? Why didn't you tell anyone?
That would have started violent riots. It's not fair to begin a civil war when it would end without a cure for the illness. I wanted to say something. It hurt not to, but the time wasn't right.
You didn't think the people deserved to know?
They do, and they will. But not while we only have a vaccine and not a cure. With a permanent cure, the aristocracy's hoarding becomes irrelevant, and the focus will be on eradicating the disease.
I guess that makes sense. Why the mechanical ravens? What do they do?
Rather clever little inventions, wouldn't you say? They have video transmitters in their eyes and audio transmitters in their beaks. I use them as scouts, since I can control them remotely.
Did you make them?
No, someone else did, a long time ago. In any case, they've served me quite well, at least the ones that haven't broken. I have very few left, which is going to be a problem at some point.
You've been following me with your birds. Why am I of such interest to you?
You did a lottery job for the Ministry of Energy.
That's right. What of it?
You've got the disease. You're fighting to survive. You're clever and resourceful. Exactly what I need.
Exactly what do you need?
After I left the Ministry of Medicine, I began my attempts at developing a permanent cure for green lung. It was a long process, which took over 10 years, but just last month, I had a breakthrough and was able to make this.
Is that?
Yes, this is the cure for green lung. I've been testing it and it seems to work, but I need to be certain. Aside from that, I don't have the information necessary to mass produce the cure, though I suspect Tiberius keeps it somewhere in the Ministry of Energy.
So, what is it you need from me?
We're both fugitives, Amy. I can't put myself at risk by going to the places I need to. If I'm killed or captured, my research will have all been for nothing. You can clearly take care of yourself. I saw how you handled things at Rockwall Prison and Willowdale Plaza.
You helped me out both of those times.
I merely provided some assistance. Your survival was your own doing. Now I realize it's a bit much to ask, but your help would be incredibly valuable, not just to me, but to the future of humanity.
It's not really much to ask. I owe you my life, after all.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. The main thing I need is to find out where Tiberius is keeping my research on mass production. At some point, I'll also need a subject to test the cure on, so I can be absolutely sure it works. Do you have any questions?
Why do you dress like that?
Intimidation, mainly. The work I do is not exactly looked upon favorably by the government, so I had to come up with a way to make sure I was left alone. The costume is just to make sure anyone who might happen to see me is scared off.
So you knew of the rumors about the Reaper and decided to become him yourself?
No, I'm the one who started them. Creating the image of death personified seemed a natural deterrent for anyone who might get too close. Thankfully, the rumors seem to have spread rather quickly over the years.
You aren't kidding. There's a whole cult dedicated to worshipping you.
Yes, I know of them. An extreme example, but I can't deny it helps my work.
About your subject, can I try the cure?
I'd like to, but it's far too risky. You are one of my greatest assets right now. If this proves to have any adverse side effects, I'll be without your help. Once I can mass produce this, I won't have to be so careful.
How can we find the mass production information?
Ideally, I could use my ravens to go in and locate it, but I only have 3 working ones left. And as you're well aware, Tiberius's tower is huge. It would take way too long for only 3 ravens to scan the entire place without being detected.
Could I take a look at one of them?
Of course.
Who did you say made these?
A friend in the Ministry of Knowledge, but that was ages ago. I know very little about their design.
It isn't too complex, actually. I can fix them for you, no problem.
You can?
Sure. See this bit here? That's the servo, the part that controls the wings. It's worn out, so I just need to replace it with a new one.
Are those common? Would we be able to find one or more in the city?
Well, I learned about them from working on toy airplanes that my friend had when we were kids. If we could find some, we'd be in business.
I wonder. Yes, excellent. As I suspected, there's a hobby shop which has remained mostly intact further in the city, and I can see that they have several model airplanes.
Great, I'll go get them and fix your ravens in no time.
Yes, but the store is located in the quarantine zone.
So, I have nothing to worry about. I'm already infected.
You contracting green lung isn't my concern. It's how you're going to get back out. The quarantine zone is designed to keep people from escaping.
If I can find a way in, I'll just have to find a way out, won't I?
Fine. While you're there, see if you can bring someone back with you. Someone who has been quarantined will make an ideal subject to test the cure on.
I'll see what I can do.
Good. Take this then.
What is it?
A 2-way communicator. They used to call them walkie-talkies. We can use them to stay connected while you're in there.
Can you tell me anything about Tiberius?
Quite a bit. I've known him for a very long time. Since before the bombs, in fact. Was there anything specific you wanted to know?
What was Tiberius like before the bombs?
He was the director of the Ministry of Energy. Of course, back then he wasn't calling himself Tiberius, he was just Julian. After society collapsed, he took the initiative to reform and establish the aristocracy. His love for history led him to adopt the alias of Tiberius, as well as insisting the other aristocrats take the name of ancient Roman emperors.
Why does he wear that awful mask?
Anonymity. He felt government leaders are more respected as an institution rather than as people. I can't deny that this approach works extremely well.
Was he always so evil?
I wouldn't call him that. Manipulative, yes. Ruthless, undoubtedly. But not evil. He suffered immense trauma on the day the bombs fell.
Everyone did. Not all of us had the wealth to recover so easily.
Tiberius lost both his wife and unborn child that day. Wealth or not, that hits a man hard. It left him quite mentally unstable, to be honest. His determination to rebuild society was rooted in trying to cope with his loss. In a way, I felt pity for him. Perhaps too much.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. Never mind.
So it seems that the Reaper knows more about Tiberius than he lets on.
Strange for him to have a soothsayer for an assistant. How is he qualified?
Superstition is a very powerful force. I'm living proof of that. I never had many dealings with the soothsayer, but I believe he came from somewhere outside the city. Tiberius finds comfort in being able to have a channel to the supposed other side. While I don't share his beliefs, I can't particularly fault him for having them.
That's all for now.
Fair enough.
I'll just get to it then.
Good luck, Amy. By the way, that doorway back there will allow you to get up and down the tower much easier than climbing.
Let's just take a look at that two-way communicator.
This is my way of communicating directly with the Dr. Aquino.
Alright, let's just head out the door and go to the quarantine area. Alright guys, we arrived at the quarantine zone. Just need to make our way over there. And we'll try and do that in the next video. Thank you for watching and I'll catch you all next time.